It's time for movie buzz. It is time for movie buzz. Tell your mom, your sister, and your cousin it's time for movie buzz. Here comes your host, Zach, carrying a six-pack. Come on over, enjoy the fun. It's time for movie buzz. Yeah, come on over, enjoy the fun. It's time for movie buzz.
There you go. That was the man himself, Roderick Hunt. Yeah.
I saw what scenes he was in. He was in the scene where the three were it was in the Deathly Hallows Part 1.
Right.
Where they go off from the wedding and they go into a little diner and then the two Death Eaters come at him.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, so he was in that scene. He was in the scene where Dumbledore died.
Boom.
As well.
Bam.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. That was like one of the... You just ruined the movie for everybody.
Come on, everybody knows
Dumbledore.
Dumbledore dies. I didn't say how he died.
It's not like we're talking about Lost here. This is fucking Harry Potter. It's been out for like 13 years, people. Come on.
How long has Lost been out now?
I want to say like 8 years, maybe. Well, like since it premiered or since it went off air?
Since it went off air.
5 years, maybe. I don't know. I should probably look it up because people...
It's been at least.
For as many people that are like fucking crazy about Harry Potter, there are just that many people that are nuts about Lost.
True.
Fucking crazy. But I enjoy a little hysteria now and then. He was talking about it being like, at that premiere, like being like a Beatles concert or something. Like,
oh, yeah.
It made me think about, like, imagine being on the inside looking out instead of outside looking in, you know, like people always have like this kind of like built up expectation about artists and shit and like, you know, they... Just like athletes, people do to athletes and shit, like, you know, or writers or, you know, what have you. You just elevate people above what you think of yourself as, you know, sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's like these are just like people too. And coming from, you know, doing like television and stage work and like, you know, independent and like smaller films to becoming part of the Harry Potter series and then going to like a premiere. And then describing it like a fucking Beatles concert, you know, like it's got to be nuts being on the inside looking out.
Yeah, I bet.
You know, like getting used to that kind of life or like that kind of experience even. Like it's, I do not envy those people.
No.
In the industry, as they call it.
Hermione had a hard time in college, I guess, from what I heard because of it.
Emma Watson?
Yeah.
I think,
I read something. I read something really funny. Like she was in class and she answered.
Lost went off the air 4 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
It seemed like longer than that.
I know. Me too. That's what I thought. But anyway, go ahead.
She was in class and she answered like the question right, and somebody said 10 points to Gryffindor or whatever, like in class, and stuff like that.
Yeah, she's a good lady.
Yeah.
She's just person like any of us trying to make it.
She's younger than us too, I think.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? You're trying to figure shit out.
Yeah.
Just like she, you know, she's like, I'll just be a unit ambassador to women.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'll be a fucking assistant manager at a credit union. You know, we both have our own paths to fucking navigate, Emma Watson. So I respect you for all that you do. There you go.
Yeah.
I respect people for choosing paths for themselves. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I got. Man, Lupin and Harry have a very special relationship.
He's teaching him how to do his Patronus charm.
Okay. Is that what? Oh, okay. That's what's happening here.
Yeah, they're practicing. He finally got it.
Has he talked to him? Has he like told him why specifically he's trying to teach him it, or? He's just like, I like you, man. You remind me of your dad.
Well, he knows that he's friends with his mom and dad.
He's got his mom's eyes, right? Is that what it is?
But he doesn't. But yeah.
But he does it because they're not good. Oh, fuck it.
Because he couldn't.
I would change this whole movie.
Contact lenses.
His eyes would be a different color. Like, who cares? Come on, that's really nitpicky of people.
I mean, you're just saying he's got his mother's eyes, and they show his mother's eyes later. That at least make them the same color.
Are they the same color though?
No, they're not the same color.
Oh, well, that's weird.
Yeah, one's green and one's brown.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he
in
couldn't
the movie.
wear. In the movie, he couldn't wear the contact lenses.
Then why couldn't she just wear brown contacts?
Or have a brown-haired girl? It was like 5 movies later.
I don't know. What?
That they showed the mom, like, close up of the
okay.
mom, like, as a kid.
Right.
I don't know. I'm sure they showed her eyes in the first one, I guess. I don't know.
That tie that fucking Hagrid wears looks like a Fred Flintstone tie. It has like felt
Yeah.
polka dots like attached to it somehow. I don't know. Like crazy glue.
He
It's like,
probably made it.
it's like felt polka dots and felt stripes.
Well, look at that suit jacket.
That's awesome though. That looks warm as fuck. And you know he like got it from some animal that
Oh,
like,
yeah.
he just skinned.
Some mythical creature.
But he didn't kill it. I'm not saying that.
I'm sure he didn't kill it.
I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying he like valued the life of the creature by like using all of it in its
Yeah.
death. You know, he probably like ate it and fucking like used the bones for something.
Yeah.
He probably has some kind of badass like bone statue. Here's a life story. So I was at my brother's one day earlier this week. You would recognize my brother from the past episode. He came bursting in the middle of the show and freaking everybody out. Well, me at least. At like a lit joint, I was like putting it out. Like I thought he was the police.
Yeah,
It
he
was-
pounded on the door like the police.
he had a very authoritative knock, that's to say the least. Oh, no.
God, I have some stories about your brother.
I know. No, I know. He was telling me something before you got here. We were talking regardless, he was telling me about something that he had said to one of our mutual friends before. I'm like, God damn, dude.
He was I couldn't. Ugh. He was over our house all the time, but he was just a little fucking brat.
Yeah.
He used to piss me off.
He used to piss me right the fuck off.
He used to break into my house.
Yeah, he did that once, I thought. Or
And
did it
he'd eat all
multiple
my
times.
food.
Yeah. Oh,
And he'd come over and
he
he'd...
still has that habit.
Yeah, I'm sure.
We were watching football. He was like, he just went in my kitchen and came out all of a sudden and had like, you know, I'm a single person like living in this house, so I just
Right.
I get like a bag of chips, but I don't get the fucking, you know, the family size. I get like the one where I can like eat it in like 2 weeks or so, you know.
Right, and your brother really ate him one night.
Yeah, like there'll be a quarter of a bag left, and then like he'll eat it down to the crumbs.
Yeah.
I'm like, will you eat those chips? I mean, I know we're family, like,
Right.
you know, and
He used
He's
to have
another
us
person.
cook for him, even, like...
I mean, but if you wanted the chips, that's fine.
Yeah.
But he doesn't ask. That's the thing. He just like has at it,
Yeah.
like breaking into your residence.
God.
But that was, and also granted, to his sake, that was like 6 years ago.
No, it was like 8 years ago.
Oh well, that was at the very. I mean, like, yeah, I'm talking about. He's been like a different. He hasn't been
Oh.
getting in trouble and like
Okay.
dealing with the
last-
things he was dealing with in the past like 5 or 6 years. But yeah,
Yeah.
7 or 8 years ago was when he was really going down
Oh, he was bad.
an interesting path.
He was so bad. He was so bad.
Yeah, but I mean, you let him hang around, so I mean, that was obviously something
Yeah, I don't know.
wrong with you.
I know.
I'm just kidding.
We liked him for the most part, but
Yeah, no.
but then he'd do shit like that.
Yeah.
I remember just coming over at really late at night and having Streamy making pancakes.
Is this one specific time or just like
I remember
probably?
one specific time where I hear his voice in my head right now, like 8 years ago. Josh, Streamy, can you make me some pancakes? Like it's
It's a
just
good impression.
like no, it was bad,
That was good.
but
We're really good at impressions here. I did one of you last
Did you?
episode.
Oh, I don't
It
remember.
was just like, I'm Megan. Like, it was just awful, I can't.
Okay.
Oh,
What?
God. What? Now you won't say anything because I'm doing impressions of you, damn it. We miss Caesar's Alan Rickman. That's was perfect casting. That's what I was saying
Oh, yeah.
to old Rod Hunt.
It really is.
It was. It was
It really
fun.
was.
In that interview, he said we were talking about like the effects of the show, and he said something about these special effects. And oh god damn it, I just lost the thought. Yep, there you go.
Was.
Oh no, yeah, no, he was talking about like Star Wars. He's like, I saw, went and saw Star Wars as a kid and shit. He's like we did. Yeah, I was born 5 years like after Star Wars premiered in theaters, so. If I would have went and saw this when it came out, I would have been like,
Right.
16. something like that, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I lost my train of thought earlier too. I was thinking about something. We started talking about my brother.
Mm.
It was gonna be good. It's gonna be damn good, Megan.
Your brother who came in, he was telling you about something about when we used to hang out about me.
Oh no, that was no.
Oh, I thought that's where we started.
No, there was some. Yeah, that was earlier. But yeah, he had said something about one of our mutual friends that
Oh.
was like, "Oh, really? You said that? That's
Oh yeah, okay.
it's rough. That's fucking rough, man."
He's pretty bad.
But yeah, but like you know, it's an interesting position to be in because well, he was into some things that he admittedly shouldn't be into, and now he's not into those things. Still kind of an asshole.
He used to be like, you carry a bowl in your car sometimes or whatever, or you smoke a joint. But
Right,
he would
yeah.
have like a bong,
He would
like he made out of like a
ride
2-liter, bottle in his
dirty
car.
as
Yeah,
hell.
real bad.
One time I went to pick up he got arrested because he was
Oh.
driving to his buddy's house and he didn't have his contacts in. He'll openly tell these stories, so I'm not bashing
Yeah.
my brother. He knows we're just telling stories we would tell stories about our friends.
Oh.
We'll tell my arrest story after this. But he gets arrested. He's in my mom's vehicle. He doesn't have his contacts in. He's like driving, and like a cop pulls him over
I
for
remember
fucking
this.
like he like crossed the line. He went over the line, and the cop like pulled him over. And I think he had like some amount of something in his car. I don't know.
Yeah.
Regardless, but yeah, he got arrested. Oh God! And the car got impounded. Oh wait, no, this was a different time. Sorry, no, because this was his car I picked up at the thing. But yeah,
Okay.
his car got impounded. And I picked it up, and then like I'm driving, and in the back seat there's this like gun case.
What?
Like what the fuck? Like there was a gun case, and I think it might have been like a paintball. I think it was a real gun, like a hunting rifle. But then there were also like traffic cones in there and shit. Like if I get pulled over taking my
Right.
brother's car home from the fucking tow lot, and there'll be like a gun and not that he would carry like a handgun for like defense or like some nothing
Yeah.
like. He happened to have like his buddy went hunting or something and had like his gun case in the car. It wasn't like some gun under the seat or
Yeah.
anything like that. But it was just like, man, if I get pulled over,
You don't have a gun permit.
I have someone else's gun without a gun permit and like these parking cones.
Right, like state property.
Which, yeah, of course, they always are like bitches about fucking parking cones. They hate that shit.
Mhm.
Anytime you mess with something that's like any kind of signage,
Yeah.
they don't like that. Or like warning cone, any street signs or
Yeah.
like cones or like, yeah, danger men ahead. My daddy, have you seen those really sad ones?
No.
It's like my daddy was working up ahead. Please don't speed or something, Yeah.
No.
It just like paints a whole picture in your head of like you violently running over a man that's working at a construction area and his child being like bastardized by your
Right.
hands, like in the whole trial, and like that's just so insane. That's the main thing I draw when I watch things like Law and Order and shit. One little slip up and it like can lead to a whole crazy thing, a whole life altering existence.
Yep.
Being a prisoner of Azkaban, basically, is what it boils down to, as you said earlier. So this is another new professor, or no? Was she in the?
No, she's
No.
new.
She has more of a major role, though. At least Emma Thompson as Professor. Is it Trelawney?
Trelawney.
And she is the
Divination
yeah.
professor.
She like reads tea leaves.
Sorry.
Bless you. Don't be
And
sorry.
crystal balls and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. She reads the moons and the stars and
Balls.
balls.
Balls. This is the highbrow comedy you're gonna find on the Movie Buzz podcast, brought to you by Team Procreate. I thought I'd just throw it in there when we're talking about balls to really class up that
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
plug right there.
I didn't realize we were this far in the movie.
Yeah, I'm sure Rob and the gang will appreciate that shit. That's not a made up name.
Who? Rob?
The gang, that's not like, necessarily... That encompasses all procreators.
Oh, okay.
But Rob is a specific person, and then there's the gang of, 1,600 other people, Well, included in that is, the other co-creator of Procreate, and, some more important people than I, for sure.
Okay.
It's true.
Hermione's about to fuck Draco up.
I thought she was about to karate chop him in the throat. Nope. Just pulls out a little wand. Which is more dangerous.
Well, yeah.
I think the karate chop would be more effective at this point because it could probably kill him or just knock him out. You could at least crush his Adam's apple. Now. He just looks scared.
Bam.
Piacus. And see, to violence. She reverts back to violence.
Yes.
That's what I've been trying to say this whole time.
Yeah, it probably would have been worse if she put a spell on him or something.
She put a spell on him. Yeah. Sorry. I'm not going to sing this time. Okay. I sang earlier.
The haters gonna hate, and the faker's gonna fake, and I'm just gonna shake.
That was so fucking weird.
God.
Yep. Not only is that song is fucking catchy as hell, though. Taylor Swift.
I have not heard it.
So, yeah, some of her songs are fucking it's catchy as hell. It's bubblegum pop at its finest, and it's it's like Britney Spears catchy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't
I've heard some, I think.
Oh, yeah. I wonder how long legally I can play a clip of music. Hold on. I'm going to Google this real fast.
Okay.
Because I might just drop it in there just to show you.
Okay.
Just to show you how fucking catchy this shit is. This is perfect. I forgot that fair use law. It's a law regarding the use of fucking audio and shit on podcasts and radio and stuff. But if you're using it to do a critique of something or something like that, then it's a little more legitimate. It's not necessarily legal, It's more legitimate.
Okay.
I'm gonna Google that real fast. If you are commenting upon or critiquing a copyrighted work, for instance, writing a book review, fair use principle allows you to reproduce some of the work to achieve your purpose. Fuck it, is what I've come to the conclusion of.
Okay.
From what it sounds like, the laws aren't aren't cut and dry. It's kind of just and so I don't think if I got sued by Taylor Swift about using this clip, I think I could argue it that I was using it for a legitimate. I wasn't, using it to make money from using the song as the intro or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
I was using 10 seconds and I was critiquing someone else's singing of it. I was giving an example. I wasn't using it to promote the show or something. Oh, Taylor Swift is in the movie. Bells, nope, she is not. I don't think she would like the show at all. She might though. I can't really say that because I don't know her as a person. But this is not to benefit off of your creativity, Taylor Swift. So thank you. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, see? See? Sorry, I got it going.
That's what people say.
Woohoo. So this is catchy as hell, Megan. Okay. This is pop music, catchy as hell.
'Cause the players gonna play, and the haters gonna hate, baby. I'm just gonna shake.
Yeah. Then you got fucking Cookie Monster singing that shit at work. You know what I mean? So
That's pretty good though.
yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
And then it's something like my girlfriend, they break it down and it's oh my god, it's pretty good. It's pretty catchy. But yeah. Imagine Cookie Monster being into that shit. That's what the guy works on, basically. I just had to give you an example. It's driving me nuts.
I'm glad.
So I just don't sound nuts. And he's air drumming and shit. The best part is he has these giant NASCAR headphones, these big yellow ones that have the antenna that sticks up that extends and shit,
Yeah.
Poor guy. Oh, John. You know what, for this, since I'm doing this, I'm not even gonna ask him about the $5. I'm just gonna write it off. He used some Fix-A-Flat. It fucked up. He owed me $5, but you know, bygones.
How'd that work out, by the way? Did he
bygones,
figure out it wasn't gonna work?
Yeah, eventually. Eventually, the man figured it out. Oh, Scabbers. Oh wait, no, it's Crookshanks.
No,
the
that's
mouse.
Scabbers.
No, the cat
Crookshanks is
is
a cat.
Crookshanks.
Yeah.
Oh, is this before the time travel?
Before they go back.
Jesus Christ! I thought you said there we weren't that we're far into it.
We were farther than I thought. But
Shit.
we're still got
Still
an
got
hour and a half.
56 minutes. No,
Oh,
56 minutes. To work tomorrow. We're just going to have to fast forward through all of this. That's the sound of Silly Laughs MD removing a bullet from heart of bucket of hearts. Yeah, you totally blew the cover on that one. You're like bucket of hearts. You totally told everybody what the movie was. You just ruined.
Because I said bucket of hearts?
Yeah, you said bucket of hearts, and then tonight you're like, oh, Hagrid dead. Or Dumbledore.
Hagrid dies.
Dumbledore dies. The triple D.
Everybody knows that. I didn't
I
tell
guess
him
so.
how he died. I just said when he dies.
Just hold it in. Don't tell. How's that rum and coke treating? We started slowing down, or whiskey and coke. We started
Good.
slowing down.
Good.
You wanted to do beer before liquor.
Yeah.
That was your idea.
Yeah. Well, I thought the beer would be better if it was at its coldest point.
Road Weasley. That's what happens when I smoke. I start talking my British accent. See, I feel like it's like offensive, like, cause we did that me, myself, and Irene episode, and we had a multiple on, and I felt weird, like, laughing at some of the jokes in the movie, and so, like, it makes me feel weird when I bust out a British accent when I had a guest on who is British accented.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if they take offense, if people take offense to that or not.
I doubt it. I'm sure they make American accents and don't think anything of it.
Yeah, I mean, people make fun of me for being like a goofy, average-looking, balding white guy in his late 20s.
They're in the Shrieking Shack.
Shrieking. What the Shrieking Shack do, girl?
What is it?
What do the Shrieking Shack do, girl?
It's a shack where I don't even remember.
It's
They
like,
they used to hear people screaming or whatever from here, and I think what I think came from it was when they were kids, he used to change into a werewolf here, Lupin.
oh, okay.
So he would be screaming.
There he
and-
is.
Yes.
It's about to
Sirius
get
Black.
real serious in here. Nimbus class, serious. I don't know, serious. Yeah, I was trying to make a connection with clouds, maybe or something.
Serious.
It's a serious type of a cloud. Back me up here. Nothing.
What,
You
what?
didn't-
I don't know what I was trying to. I don't. Oh, we were talking about Sirius
Is
Nimbus
that,
clouds.
Is that a type of cloud? Is a
Sirius Nimbus 2000 clouds.
No. See there, it's cirrus clouds.
Oh.
Sorry, Cirris, not Sirius.
Oh.
Cirrus clouds are thin, wispy clouds blown by high winds into long streamers. They are considered high clouds, forming above 20,000 feet. Cirrus clouds usually move across the sky from west to east. They generally mean far too pleasant weather.
Wow.
That is not the same as Sirius Black. For
No,
sure.
not at all.
He means like grungy fucking teeth and shit.
See, they're pretty bad in this.
They are real nasty. He's a
Prisoner.
We need to be talking more about this prison.
Mm-hmm.
Azkaban.
Azkaban.
I mean, it's got to have a lot of like things that people don't really know about it because
I'm
it's
sure there's a
magical.
lot that nobody. I don't know anything about it.
You know.
I know the Dementors protect it, but like, do they have like yard time where they can go hang out on the yard like a normal prison?
In the yard, on the yard, just hanging out on the yard.
Do they have like lunch?
We're having yard
breaks?
time on the yard.
Do they just give them their lunch through the
A little slot.
slot and they just stay in that room for their whole lives?
Right.
I don't know.
I don't think so because that makes he escaped.
Are there magical people working there?
He escaped. If he was in like a
He
solitary-
escaped because the Dementors can't feel him when he's a dog. He doesn't have the same, like, they can feel your emotions and things.
But what I'm saying is if he was in a solitary confinement unit with, like, a Dementor at the door and the window.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if there was no window, if there was just a door that was shut all the time and they just fed him food for the slot, he couldn't escape even as a dog.
That's true.
But, so they probably get yard time, lift weights and shit. He probably has a swastika tattoo somewhere that we can't see.
He has a bunch of really weird tattoos, yeah.
One of them's a swastika, because when you go to prison, you have to join the Aryan Nation if you are white.
He's got something on the middle of his head, like what's his name?
Charles Manson?
Yeah.
Marilyn Manson?
Mm-hmm.
Marilyn Monroe?
No, none of those two things.
Oh.
Charles Manson. Does he have something on his forehead? God, maybe I'm just thinking of Charles Manson.
I went to Mayhem Fest.
Did you?
Not this year, but like a couple years ago. And Marilyn Manson was one of the artists that was on stage. And he's reduced to like this gimmick where he has a Bible, and you think, it's like, oh, burning a Bible. But the camera was like in a weird angle, and you could see that's just a little contraption at the top of the Bible that like, it's like cut out. And then like they put like a little, box with like lighter fluid in or something with like an air compressor maybe. So it just like, there's a constant flame on top of this Bible that looks like it's burning.
Yeah.
And it's just like, some kind of liquid that he has hidden in the Bible that just makes it burning. It's like a kerosene lamp that's a Bible.
That looks like a Bible.
Cool, Marilyn. Very cool. It's not even your real name, Brian Warner. Dick. No, I like Marilyn Manson a lot.
Yeah.
Yep. I got into him in 7th grade. He kind of freaked me out then, but then as I grew older, his music evolved and I began to appreciate his older stuff.
I never got into it.
It's pretty good.
I liked whatever I heard on the radio,
Yeah, some of his other stuff is, typically requires like a certain palette.
Oh.
It's kind of like dirty rock. It reminds me of like, he's like compared to like White Zombie and shit back in the day.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just kind of like grungy rock sort of, but like a little darker, I guess. The themes were a little darker, I guess.
Yeah.
Cake and Sodomy. Shit.
Cake?
There's a song called Cake and Sodomy,
Huh.
which goes along with Azkaban. So it was like, white trash, get down on your knees. It's time for cake and sodomy.
Huh.
Which is that's a very creative rhyme.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, before Marilyn Manson made that song up, I bet no one had really uttered that phrase in the history of humankind.
Probably not.
I
like,
that's
definitely
awesome.
believe that.
Yeah. You gotta praise that guy for originality. But then he came out with what's that one with like the dope show on it? What album was that? But that was actually pretty good. Like, that was like I'd say the furthest he had come, like, musically or whatever. Like, that was like the pinnacle of him being like well known and like, like,
that was when he had like the breast implants.
Yeah.
Type suit
Yeah,
thing.
it was beyond where he was just like, people were like, Marilyn Manson caused Columbine. It was a little bit after that where like that died down and shit, and like he released something that was more like he was making more, I don't know,
mainstream.
He was making more like he was made more mainstream, but like his statements were a little more polished.
Yeah.
I would say, he had time to like craft these, instead of just being like a shock sort of thing. He was actually making statements with that. Like, he had got people to pay attention because he shocked them, and now they were paying attention. He was gonna like,
Yeah.
he was gonna make some messages be heard, I guess.
Right. I get it.
Mechanical Animals.
That's what I was gonna say, but I thought that was like a Pink
That was in
Floyd
98. No,
album or
that's just
something.
Animals.
Oh.
Pink Floyd did Animals.
Okay, yeah. I think that's definitely it then.
Yep, I was just looking at the track list, sorry. Yeah, definitely. He was, sorry about that. My brain just reset for a minute there, so just relax, okay?
Okay.
You watching the movie?
A little bit.
A little bit. You're in a perfect position to do that, though. I'm facing
I
you.
know, that's not my fault. You moved over there.
Apparently, I had a cigarette burning on the fucking table over
Oh my
here.
God.
Yeah.
Bring your house down.
I'm gonna sand all these bitches down, though.
The tables?
Yep, I'm gonna sand them down. I'm gonna prime.
Really?
You sand them
It's a lot
bit.
of work.
Not a bunch of sand. You just sand off the gloss, so that you keep the
Wood?
the wood grain. Then you prime it.
Yeah.
Then you sand it again. Then you sand it again. I was told not to like prime it. I was like, but that's what you do. You prime the fucking thing
Yeah,
before you
so
paint
it's
it.
like glossy.
But you prime it. No, the primer
Oh.
is the white thing, the white stuff that goes on that like makes it kind of like easy to paint.
Oh.
Like it makes it easier to put whatever on top of it.
Oh.
Primer's so like you prime it with the white. You sand it and you prime it with the white stuff, and then you kind of sand that lightly. You just get all the lumps out and like make
Yeah.
it all smooth and shit.
Mm.
And then you paint over that, and then you sand the paint, and then you paint over that, and then you put it on like a sealer on it or whatever. That's what you're talking. The sealer
Yeah.
is the last thing. The primer primes it. It gets it.
Okay.
It's the prime action, the prime directive.
Okay.
Okay. What's with all this transformation that's happening?
Well, that's what's going on.
Get
I
up on the
don't know.
microphone. Tell us about it.
All the transformation. I don't know. Peter Pettigrew. They finally find out he was Scabbard, so he transforms finally into Peter Pettigrew.
The mouse.
Yeah, and then right afterwards, Remus Lupin turns into a werewolf. And, Sirius Black and the dog.
Don't sound so upset about it. That's what I'm saying. You just a little explanation.
I'm just saying, yeah, that's basically what this, a lot of this is they're talking a lot about animagus in this book.
I'm just shooting shit off the top of my head. Okay?
I'm not getting mad about it.
You're getting.
You told me to get on
You're
the
like,
mic.
fine, okay, then we have Lupus right here, and then he's turning into a werewolf, and we also have Sirius Black, and he is a dog, and we have a Peter Pettigrew, and he's a mouse. Very matter of fact about it. I
Well,
was just making sure you were mad.
I'm not mad.
Good. Grand. Great. So, werewolf. He's no Taylor Lautner. That's one of the miscasts in this movie, honestly.
Who's Taylor Lautner? See the guy from Twilight?
Megan.
I don't watch Twilight.
Team Jake, you're obviously Team Edward.
I'm neither.
You need to get out
I would
of the
probably
movie bus
go.
studio. My living room, a.k.a. Go. Oh.
I would always side with a vampire, though. I think.
Why?
I don't know. I like vampires.
Oh, okay.
I'm a vampire person.
I'm a vampire person.
I would be a
man.
vampire if I could.
If you had the choice to be
Yeah.
immortal
Yeah,
and live forever,
yeah. I could deal with drinking blood.
you'd live forever.
You live forever,
Sounds awful.
and you can
Sounds
make
awful.
people do things. You don't even have to work.
Half the time, I don't even want to be living now. Imagine living forever.
Well, it's different when you're a vampire.
You would just see how awful people are
Well,
for eternity.
yeah, that too.
Yeah.
But you could talk people into doing stuff for you. You
But
don't have to
honestly,
pay for anything.
see, right now would be a good bet to be a vampire because you probably would only live for about 300 years at the most before we all nuke ourselves to hell.
Yeah.
But if you turn into a vampire in the 1600s,
It's a long
you'd be
time.
a vampire for damn near 1,000 years before
Yeah.
the world ended. That'd be awful.
I don't know.
I'm sure God is probably way the fuck over all of this. You know what I mean?
Well, have you ever watched that movie? It's God. I wish I knew what it was called. About he is God or Jesus. I don't know who he is, but he's moving and his friends all come and hang out at his cabin or whatever, and they're just hanging out. And they're like, "Where are you going?" and whatever, and he's just tells them, it's I guess they're playing some kind of game, and he's like, "Well, when they're talking about God and stuff," and he's like, "Well, he would
What?
be." And he basically tells them, that's why I'm leaving. I can't stay somewhere so long because they figure it out.
I have seen Black Jesus on Adult Swim.
That's not it.
No? Okay.
I have no idea what it's
It's
called.
only the recent Jesus thing I've seen. Have you seen Black Jesus?
I have not.
Pretty good.
Isn't that like Kanye West?
Well, I mean,
I don't know what that
he
is.
is the Black Jesus. This is a Black Jesus. It's a show. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, I think maybe that would be the concept. Imagine if Kanye West wasn't himself, but he was Black Jesus,
Right.
And just an average person, existing in the,
Mm.
going around kind of doing good, spreading the good word. He was the episode I watched, he was all about these cannabis infused like vegetables and like edibles and shit. Like he had tomatoes that had like weed in them.
Black Jesus?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. He was like helping these people grow it, or he was a part of it. I don't know. It's pretty interesting.
It's called The Man from Earth.
The Man from Earth. What year is that? Is that recent?
Um,
Oh, here's the Death Eater or the Dementor scene here.
Yep.
This is pretty brutal. That's what I'm saying though. Like, okay, so if they just keep going at it, they
Like
will...
right now, like he's almost gone.
Yeah, but oh, it's just weird. Why didn't I don't understand why Harry they didn't like. Oh well, the first one Lupin stops them, right? Like
Yeah.
on the train. On
Yeah.
the train, he like does
Patronus.
he does a Patronus. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what the light
Yeah.
spell thing was.
Yeah.
And then, oh, okay, well, so then the Quidditch one, like he
He
just
fell.
falls off his broom.
Yeah.
And apparently they can suck your soul, but they can't do it
He
while
probably
you're
could have, but then like
while you're in motion.
But Dumbledore's like made him go away. He probably did.
Oh
a
no, he did
Patronus
it
or
one too. Yeah, there was a big like thing.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
That-
sure
I
there
think
was
a
like
lot
a
of
big
that was
interruption.
him making sure Harry didn't fall, but he did that, too.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
He knew what was going on.
Yeah.
Harry looks fucked in the scene.
Yeah, he does. Oh.
Very disheveled.
Well, and he gets his soul back.
You're just so.
Sorry.
Because they do that to take it.
Oh, yeah.
But then to give it back, they go. It's very nuanced being a Dementor.
Mm-hmm.
Do they eat? Do you know?
I have no idea. I eat souls, I think.
They eat your soul. Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, maybe that's why they're the guards of the prison. There might be some kind of like conspiracy
They
cover up
suck out
here.
happiness. So, like, I guess they, like, that's...
But there could be some kind of like conspiracy. I'm seeing it. I'm a Wizarding World truther now, and what I think happens is that the what do they call them? The oh no, hold on. Ooh, god damn it. The what's the rulers? The government.
The Ministry of Magic.
Right, the Ministry of Magic. They this is like a fucking allegory for right now. They send these nonviolent offenders to Azkaban, you know? Maybe they're smoking a little gillyweed, whatever they call it in this world. That's what we call it in D&D. But
Really?
something like that.
Gillyweed's a thing in
I think we
Harry
just made
Potter.
it up. Oh no, well maybe that's what I heard in here. You know, what do they call it? It's something weed, but okay. Maybe they're smoking a little gillyweed.
Yeah.
Maybe they have a little bit for personal use. They get busted and they get sent to Azkaban. Azkaban. Where the Dementors, that's how they're fed, you know, like to keep them alive.
Yeah.
They send these fucking nonviolent offenders to Azkaban. And they're like, oh, I don't. Who knows what happened to them, you know? They're at this fucking crazy ass prison where there's these like soul sucking beings that guard it. So, who knows what happened to them?
Yeah.
What actually happened to them was that they were being used as pawns in this political game to feed these Dementors or the guards.
That's possible.
I think it's very likely, in fact.
Is gillyweed legal in the
Harry Potter.
world?
In D&D?
In the Harry Potter world.
What is it?
I'm saying
Is it
weed.
just a weed?
No, gillyweed is what Neville Longbottom gives Harry Potter to grow gills and be able to breathe underwater for the
Okay.
Quidditch World Cup game.
And of course, what pops up? The Muggle's Guide to Harry Potter. Why can't it... Okay. So you're just supposed to know this. See, you're still a Muggle, Megan.
Yeah.
You're still a Muggle in the Harry Potter world because you don't know the exact definition.
I just said what it
I'm
was.
just kidding, I know. Jesus. The plant forces partial adaptation to an underwater existence, providing Harry with gills and extending his feet and hands into flippers. Which means Megan was wrong. You're partially incorrect. You didn't say anything about the flippers.
Oh, really?
Really.
That doesn't count.
It just happened, is what that means.
No.
Yep.
No.
Okay. You succeed. So now I'm going to look up weed in the Harry Potter world. Like Harry Potter drugs for muggles.
What?
Oh. So, I searched Harry Potter weed. Basically, I think that was what I searched. Harry Potter marijuana. Because I figured if I put in weed, gillyweed would pop up.
Yeah.
The first link, Jamie Michael Waylett. He was Vincent Crabbe in 6 of the movies.
Oh, he got busted.
Boom. On April 7th, 2009, Waylett and a friend were pulled over by police after Waylett took a photograph of the officer's car as they drove past. So he took a picture of a cop car as he drove by it. The officer then searched the vehicle, finding a knife and 8 bags of cannabis.
Wow.
Other images of the camera led police to Waylett's mother's house, where additional cannabis plants were discovered being grown. Waylett was charged a month later for possession of the drug, pled guilty to growing the plants in his mother's home, but claimed that they were for personal use and not for distribution. Since the 120 hours community service. That's awesome. That's incredible.
8 bags of weed.
And plants at your mom's house, and they gave you
120 hours.
120 hours of community service.
Gotta work at Goodwill for
3 straight
weeks.
days. Yeah, whatever. Get over it. That's not bad. Not you. I'm talking about him. I mean, they're making a big deal about this. Oh, he was alleged. Oh, he was in some riots. There you go. Accused of possessing a Molotov cocktail. He had also been previously accused of using cocaine in October of 2006. Congratulations. But that's why our laws,
2006?
our laws are so fucking antiquated. Like, say if I got like pulled over, and I happen to have, it doesn't. 8 bags of weed is very. It's
Yeah. Could be 8 dime
he could have had
bags.
an eighth, and then had like a 1/10 of a gram in every bag. Oh no, that's wrong. I can't do math.
8 bags, an eighth of an eighth.
Yeah, whatever. He could have had a fucking 1/8 of an eighth in each of those bags, and got pulled over for it. I'm sure that's not the case, but
No.
But regardless, he got caught with 8 bags of marijuana.
If
so,
you had 8 bags of marijuana in your car, why would you take a picture of a police car?
while you drove by it,
Really had its flash on.
because you're stoned. Because there's only 8 bags left. You probably just smoked like 4 of them. But yeah, also he got caught with plants at his mom's house.
Yeah.
With those 2 combined charges, I bet the 8 bags was a misdemeanor probably.
Now, why would they go back to your mom's house and check your mom's house? Like, if you
Because there were police cameras that had there were like traffic cameras, I guess, that had taken photos that led them to believe that he was taking marijuana from like this place or something like that,
Oh.
Like there was probably like a traffic cam that caught him leaving the house or something, and they're
So
like,
was he growing it at his mom's house and then like taking it back to his
that
house?
was. I mean, he probably lived at his mom's house.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
But yeah, I mean, I would assume that he intent to distribute. I would assume that, but they probably, like I
Yeah.
said, he got caught with the 8 bags of weed. I bet he was going to sell to like 8 different people.
Mm-hmm.
He probably had like 8 dime bags or something, half ounce, an ounce maybe total.
Yeah.
Then he gets busted, and then they knock off the possession charge, and they just charge him with the plants at his mom's house, and he gets 120 hours community service. If that happened today, like if that happened here, like if I was driving and the camera caught me smoking a bowl, and I happened to have like, a half on me for personal use, like I was going on a trip or something, and then they're like, well, you left from this is your address, let's go back there, and they found plants here,
Yeah.
I would be so fucked. If it was split in 8 different bags too, like,
Yeah.
it would be intent to distribute, possession, like, then I got the whole growing thing. They count each plant as, I think, a felony. That would be insane.
Yeah.
Like,
that'd be
I
terrible.
would probably go to prison for the rest of my life.
Yeah, long time.
A long time.
What if they
Be a long time.
legalized weed? Would you still be in jail that long?
No. Well, I mean, no, because it's more lax, and you don't have like but you don't have like the proper permit or something like that. You know what I mean?
So would you go back to court and get a new like sentence?
What do you
they
mean?
le-
If they legalized it? Well, that's what they're saying now. Is like they're talking about retroactively exonerating these like criminals like after the fact, and going back and like, oh, you got busted for marijuana for you got 4 years in or whatever for like a 10-year sentence. Like we'll let you out
Yeah.
because it's now legal. So I think that's part of like the process
Hmm.
of legalizing it, but it's not nationally legal. So
So it's not legal in the UK either.
oh, I don't know. They might just have more lax laws
Yeah.
than us, but well, clearly they do. Or the guy's fucking
He's a celebrity.
semi-celebrity. Come on,
He's probably a bigger celebrity there.
he's
than
bigger
he is
celebrity
here.
than me and you.
Well, he's probably a bigger celebrity there than he is here.
Yeah, but still, he was in like 5 Harry Potter movies. I
Yeah.
gotcha, but still, I mean, that shit's waning, bro. I mean, you can only hang on to that for so long.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. Like he pled out of like the possession of like
Yeah.
8 separate bags, which was definitely just distribution. They could have pushed that on him,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm sure he paid some fucking high price lawyer,
Yeah.
something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
Either that or their laws are fucking lax as hell. If it's that lax where you only get 120 hours for that much weed and plants, then they might as well just legalize it. What's the fucking point if that's all you get? That makes no sense whatsoever. That doesn't set any kind of, why would I be scared to be growing plants and rolling around smoking and having like multiple bags if you're going to give me 120 hours community service?
Right.
That's awesome. It's like when people on cops get pulled over and shit, and they're like, can't you just confiscate this and throw it out? Like, well, no, it's on camera. I mean, normally that would be the case, but. Oh, this is they use the.
Snape just went into the drinking shack.
But they used, what is that thing?
The time turner?
Time turner. That's what I was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
It's a fucking. Like, why didn't they just start here? If they're gonna null and void the movie before this point, all the actions that had taken place, they'd explain everything.
Look at him. He's so happy.
What is he?
Eating bats, getting rabies.
Rabies.
Yeah.
Can you even hear yourself? Like in your headphones?
Yeah,
There you go. See? Isn't that much better?
it is. I have to pee, though. It's really hard to, I don't know.
Okay. Pee break number 2. Activate.
Okay.
I really want a cheeseburger. She says going to the bathroom. I like how you're right up on the mic now. That's awesome. Oh, there it is.
I was getting too relaxed, I think is what it was.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I was drinking and chilling.
Your posture is great.
It's really not.
You're-
That was, and I wasn't. Now it is. It's okay.
There you go.
Sitting up straight.
Your ancestors would be proud the way you're presenting
Probably
yourself as a human being. Probably not. But fuck them.
Yeah.
They're old and dead. So what was that jazz about a cheeseburger?
I really want a cheeseburger.
Where are you gonna get a cheeseburger from? That sounds
Probably
good.
Wendy's.
Wendy's has pretty good
Yeah.
Fast food.
I stopped going there after they changed the cheeseburgers because they were different. But I like them now. I didn't think I
Squares?
liked them.
The
They've
squares?
always been squares, but before they were more like steak and shake where they like pounded them out real thin. And
Oh,
now
okay.
they're like thicker squares.
Thicker squared.
And their fries are awesome now.
fries. Yeah, if you get them fresh, that's the whole
Yeah,
thing.
if
with-
they're
I
fresh,
hate-
they're amazing. If they're old, they're really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awful. I hate going places and just being
Yeah.
like, I want fresh food. Wasn't that
And
like?
you can always say, "Hey, can I get some fresh whatever?" But then you seem like a dick.
And you risk the special sauce
Yeah.
being a little specialer.
Right.
It's not a real word.
But they do that a lot, and it being this late at night, they might like hate me for it. Yeah. It
Yeah.
might not be good.
The hater's gonna hate. It's you should just like. You really need to listen to that song.
I will.
Seriously,
I
it'll get
will.
stuck in your head. And if you listen to the actual radio and you flip around, it's on quite a bit. It's on quite a bit.
Yeah, I don't listen. Ooh.
Yeah,
I don't. I don't
that's not a good look for the show there, co-host.
Sorry, I
Yeah.
don't listen to the radio.
Yeah.
Oh.
You just listen to music you
I
have
just
downloaded.
listen to CDs.
CDs, nice.
Yeah, it's.
I listen to a lot of
Lot.
CDs.
I
But I
had
switch
an
back to the
iPod.
radio.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like to listen to radio when it's like effortless, sort of. I don't know.
I've been thinking about it lately. Starting to listen to the radio
You start hearing the same shit.
My iPod messed up, so I don't have that anymore.
I've been on it. Oh, that sucks.
It really does.
I haven't had internet for like 6 years. I had like a little thing that I was getting like podcasts for and some music. I'd go to my mom's and use her iTunes, but then I stopped using it. So I don't know. It's not as cool. I'm not as cool as everybody else using their music gadgets.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess. I had a really old iPod. Like, Van bought it for me for my birthday or Christmas or something, and it was really old, and it lasted for like a year.
I had like mine was like a Zune or something like that.
Zunes are supposed to be
Some
really
off-brand.
crappy.
Yeah, some off-brand.
Zunes are like Windows.
I don't think it was necessarily a Zune. Like, it was just some, it wasn't an iPad or iPod.
Oh, okay.
iPod. Those are even real things. My brother was talking about getting his fucking son a tablet for his birthday. He's turning 3.
That happens. My parents got my little sister like a little kid laptop when she was like 6.
Yeah, I had like one of those little, but it wasn't
But it's
like...
a real laptop.
See, that's the thing. Like, mine was never a real laptop. Mine was always like, oh, you could play games on it and
Well,
stuff.
we
you
grew
know, like-
up a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's a lot different.
This thing
back
didn't even
then.
have a display. It had like, the display was probably like, what was that, like 5-6 inches long by like 3 inches tall, you know?
Yeah.
And it was like, boop, 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 boop. Like you can move little blocks and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was not. It was a whole like computer, like, screen and
Keyboard.
like keyboard and stuff. Yeah, and it like had all the options and stuff. But then the screen, yeah, it ended up being like,
I had something like that. It looked like a laptop, but you couldn't really. Yeah,
play,
I
like,
can't even
word
remember.
games.
You can't really
You play, like,
yeah.
Hangman on it
Yeah,
and shit.
that's
like,
about it. Yeah, it looked like a real like laptop, but back then, you didn't have real laptops 20 years ago. Ugh.
Well, I mean, they did, but
Yeah, but not
we
for
weren't-
kids.
not for us.
Not that a kid would have. I think I
No.
got this at like a yard sale.
And now it's like ridiculous because the generation gap just gets nuts. Like,
Even like kids, like tablets are tablets.
well, like my rudimentary knowledge of computers and stuff, like IT knowledge, I guess you'd call it, like blows the minds of like the generation just ahead of us. Like this, one of our other security guards at work, he's like, I don't know, 60 maybe, something like that.
Yeah.
And he's like, how do I get these? These fucking. He just needed like an ad blocker, and like, I had to show him how to turn the pop-up blocker on.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, you just go to. And he's like, well, can't you just do step by step? I'm like, you just go to the settings, and then click on this thing, and pop-up blocker pops up, and you either turn it on or off.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
Do I really have to write down like 3 steps for you to remember by the time you get home? Like,
Right.
come on, man.
Right. Yeah, I have a friend who had like a
Get with the times,
computer
bro.
for years, but she knew that there was something wrong with it. It didn't have all, it didn't really work because there was like viruses or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, just reinstall Windows. I'm sure you'll be fine. And she's like, had no idea.
What? What is that? Is that even a thing you can do?
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't even know that much, but I know if worse comes
Oh.
to worse, there's a little, if you go to start, there's a little search. It says search. You can just type in whatever the fuck you want, and it'll take you to, like, multiple places that have whatever you had in mind,
Mm-hmm. Well, your
Oh,
computer
you need
usually
a-
comes with a disk. And if you just put that disk in, you can just erase everything on it and start anew.
Right, but, like, I was doing this, and, like, it's like, you need to update your audio driver. I was like, what does that mean? And so I went to search, and it's like, audio driver. And then it's like,
Yeah.
oh, well, this is a place on my computer. And then I just kind of, like, click on it, and it's like, oh, you can upgrade it. Oh, okay, there we go. It just wants me to, download something like a
Yeah.
add-on from the internet. Okay, that's easy enough.
Yep.
Yep, I'm a genius is what the whole conversation boils down to. Can't help it. I'm not. But then, like, yeah, like my mom needed help on her resume, like cover letter. I'm like, Mom, you can just Google it. There's like templates of those things, you just fill in the blank, basically.
Yeah.
I had to, like, come over and just, like, do it for her. I was like, okay, so career accomplishments, like something specifically you've done that is, like, that displays a certain ability. She's like, can we just skip that? I'm like, okay. Fucking erase it. Like, I'll just add more, job history or something. Which reminds me, I didn't even put any references on there, which they might want.
Oh.
No, they'll ask after the fact, probably, though, If they're interested in it, they'll be like, can we get 2 references?
Right.
I hope I didn't screw her on her job applications now.
I don't know. Applications are a big thing nowadays. Like we had a whole person came into one of my college classes
Yeah.
and
Oh, yeah,
talked
there's-
about resumes. Like they're a big deal. If they get a resume and it doesn't look like if it looks like a template, like sometimes they won't even hire you because of that.
Stupid.
It's stupid.
That's dumb. I don't like that. I don't like that.
Yeah, I was told specifically not to use the templates.
Yeah, no, this was like a basic outline of how to do it,
Mhm.
dashes and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like lines separate, and it's like, okay.
That shouldn't matter. All that should matter is your job history.
You got the proper information you need.
Right.
Am I qualified or not?
Right.
Enough to get an interview. This
Right.
isn't even for the fucking job. This is for me to come and interview for the job.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to smell like liquor when I leave here. I spilled so much.
Oh, you spilled a
booze
lot on you?
me. Yeah.
Good job.
Damn it. I have Febreze in my car.
Yeah. You don't live that far away.
10 minutes.
Just be careful.
I will.
If you just shoot down Madison, I mean, you're there.
Yeah, 10 minutes.
If that. If you hit all the lights. What if you hit all the lights?
That'd be different. It took me 10 minutes today on the way here.
Face on stuff over here. Sorry. I was just hitting my face on stuff. 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I could see that.
I mean, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like 6 lights.
Cities. Fuck them. Well, we're all on not outskirts of suburbs.
Yeah,
Pretty much. We live in the suburbs.
basically. There's a mall between us, which is the biggest thing.
We got middle class problems. Driving 10 minutes? That's ridiculous. To go 6 lights? Come on. What is happening here? Why is this luggage packing itself? That's weird.
Because you can do that.
Oh, okay.
It's just, he just flicks his thing and whatever.
And then, he's practicing magic under the covers at his aunt and uncle's house.
Oh, he's so sad.
You
Is
gotta-
this almost over?
Yeah, you gotta watch those statements like that. Flicks his thing
Flicks
and
his
whatnot.
thing.
It's a sad existence
That's-
that I live.
yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, that's pretty much. Yeah, that's why I have to explain myself all the time because my brain's weird.
I was reading an article. This probably doesn't have anything to do with it. You said
Probably
flick your
not.
thing, and so I thought about it. An article about this guy that got his penis cut off,
Yeah.
and his balls or whatever.
Pin 15, please.
His pin 15 cut off.
Yes.
And he's super happy about it. They call it something. It's called a allus or allus, something like that. Something that doesn't have any genitals.
Oh, a eunuch?
No. It was something else. I don't know what it's called. Nullus, I think is what it was.
I don't know. Sorry.
I don't know.
Not up to my genitalist lingo. I apologize.
I don't know. But he was happy about it, I guess. He had problems with it.
Oh.
And it
well-
was really big, and he didn't like it also.
Oh.
He's a gay man as well.
Oh. Well, all those things make sense to me, I think.
It was real weird. I don't know. It was interesting. He had a soccer accident, and it messed everything up.
Well, I could ask, I don't know. Because, okay.
He said, but he's still, what did he say? He's still,
His urges? Orgasms?
yeah, he still comes out of
Orgasms?
whatever.
I was trying to be...
I was trying to think of what he said.
Comes. Come.
Oh.
I know, it's okay. No, continue.
But yeah, it was real weird thinking about that. I don't know. He said, oh.
Yeah, because he didn't... Okay.
I don't know.
Because they didn't, remove his,
Because
Desinephrines, whatever they are.
your testicles don't hold all of that.
Right, no, there's tubes.
Yeah. So he still evacuates.
Is that...
I don't-
You're trying to think of the exact vocabulary this guy
No, I
used.
don't know. I have no idea what he said. He said something else. Something funny, but I don't know why. I
Something
even
along
brought it
those
up.
lines.
I don't even know. why I brought it up.
Evacuates. Comes, orgasms, what the fuck ever.
Something.
It's one of those things.
Yeah.
He solemnly swears that he's up to no good.
I guess so.
Yeah. It's part of the movie, people. It's part of the movie.
The movie's
The
over.
map. Yeah, it's the map. You solemnly swear you're up to no good.
Yeah.
We're we gonna really end on that note? Jesus Christ.
I don't know.
What
They showed
n-
a picture of it. It's burned in my brain.
What note to better end on than that of a human Ken doll? No, it's awful. What did they shape it to look like then?
It doesn't look like anything. It's just nothing.
Does it look like a Ken doll? Or just
Yeah, there's just nothing.
Skin?
He's got like scars.
he's just got a extended taintal region.
I guess it just looks like his there with nothing.
That's a taint.
I guess.
Pretty much, it's just skin.
It's just skin.
I mean, it's not. I mean, yeah, it's not a taint specifically because of the region. I guess. What? I don't know. It's just skin, scarred skin.
Yeah.
It's awful. How does he come to climax?
I don't know.
Is that the word he used? Climax?
Yeah, I mean he's a he
I'm
said
trying
he's
to guess
a
here.
he said he's a bottom, so I assume that way.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. The old
Yeah.
prostate stimulation.
Yeah.
I understand that works.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
know
understand
anything.
that.
I don't know anything about it.
I'm not aware. You wouldn't.
I
You don't
don't-
have a
I-
prostate.
Oh.
That is only something that. Yeah. That'd be awesome, though. If you go to the doctor, like, I'm here for my prostate exam. Silly laughs, MD. Bend over. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I think actually we just ended on a better note than we were going to end on. So for the Movie Buzz podcast and Megan Armstrong, I am Zach. Thanks for listening, and join us for the next episode that will either be Domino, featuring actor Andy Milder, best known from Weeds, or we'll have, I'm either deciding between Waking Life or Scanner Darkly. I still have to decide there. And we have the producer of both of those. He was part of the team that developed like rotoscoping, which is like animating over live footage or whatever, like drawing
Yeah.
over live footage. Yeah, you've seen Scanner
Yeah.
Darkly. Like
Mhm.
he helped develop that concept. So
Pretty cool.
yeah, it's actually very cool.
Yeah.
So we will talk to either of those people on the next episode. It will either be Domino or Scanner Darkly or Waking Life. So in the next 2 weeks, you should probably watch all 3 of those movies and then join us for the next episode of Movie Bust.
It's time for Movie Buzz. It is time for Movie Buzz. Tell your mom, your sister, and your cousin it's time for Movie Buzz. Here comes your host, Zach, carrying a 6-pack. Come on over, enjoy the fun. It's time for Movie Buzz. Yeah, come on over, enjoy the fun. It's time for Movie